And you know that you need to drop everything to make it right because it's affecting your fellowship with the Lord. Your relationship with God is being hindered because of this unresolved conflict in your life. Even if you don't know how it's going to turn out, you need to try and make it right because it's better than a crash at the bottom of the stairs. Maybe you pray a prayer like, God, give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to go and talk with them. Give me an opportunity to initiate forgiveness. Give me a chance to keep that thing from crashing at the bottom of the stairs. There's one more important question or important step in this, okay? If you've got something against someone else and they don't know it, don't tell them. Girls are good at this. Can I pick on you? Merry Christmas. Girls will oftentimes, if not always, judge other girls, women, and other women. And there are some women, and you know who they are. They don't go to this church, but other churches or other places. And you look at them and you go, she thinks she's all that, and dressing all slutty and you just got that attitude. I know she ain't all that. I know what's going on, and she's about to get a divorce, and you're just, oh no, she didn't. And so you're all up in her grill, and then you actually have a decent conversation with her. You're like, well, she's nice. And then you become friends with her. Then you feel guilty about the last 8 years that you've thought she's a tramp. So you go to her and say, you know what, for 8 years, I've just thought you were horrible and a tramp and you dressed terrible and had a bad attitude and was snotty, but you're not that bad. Don't do that. Nothing good is going to come from that. You don't create a wound so you can put some medicine on it. And that's what you would do in those cases. Take it to God, just you and God, and deal with those circumstances that are going on in your life as it relates to other people. But if you've wounded somebody else, if you've hurt somebody else, and you know it, or it's implied, stop everything and acknowledge, I've hurt you, and then drop everything right then to make it right and free yourself from the torment and the guilt of these unhealthy relationships. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 2 says, if you've been trapped by what you've said, ensnared by the words of your mouth, then do this, my son, to free yourself since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go and humble yourself. Press your plea with your neighbor. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Can you sense the urgency here? Dude, quick, run, get out of there. You're trapped, you're ensnared. Free yourself. Why is this urgency going on? Because nothing else matters like relationships. Nothing else matters like relationships. So how do you make things right? In your notes there, do it face to face. Don't fax or email an apology. If it's at all possible, do it face to face. And it might not be, and it may need to be a phone call. But do it face to face. It's how Paul did it in Galatians 2:11. When Peter came to Antioch, I opposed him to his face because he was clearly in the wrong. That sounds like a good Paul thing to say. The dude was crazy. I'm right, you're wrong. But regardless, he confronted him face to face. And there's two things you need to say when you're talking to somebody face to face, or if you decide to do this. Number one is, I'm sorry I hurt you, and then stop. That's one of the two things. I'm sorry I hurt you. You're going to be tempted to try and explain it. I'm sorry I hurt you, but here's what you did that drove me to act like that. Don't add any clauses. I'm sorry I hurt you, but here's what was going on in my life, and this is why I did it. No, I'm sorry I hurt you, done. Nothing resembling an excuse. I'm sorry. Second thing you'd say is, will you forgive me? I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it, but I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me, and do it face to face. Second, do your part, and then trust God to do the rest. Do your part and trust God to do the rest. This is part of your reaching up. We reach up to God, we reach into the church, we reach out to the community. As we reach up to God, we need to trust God that we're going to do our part by saying, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? And he's going to do his part by making everything okay. And if it's not okay, it's okay. If you try to offer an apology, you might hear something like, man, I had no idea. Or you might hear, you know what, it was really tough, but we're through it and you're forgiven. We're good. But you also might hear, you know what, forget it, game over. The fat lady has sung, lights out on our relationship, you're out of my will, you're out of the family, I never want to see you again. And you've got to prepare yourself going into this that may actually be the response. You've got to understand, you can't control anybody. You just have to own up to your part and let God handle the rest. And that brings us to our memory verse in Romans 12, verse 18. If it is possible, say that with me. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do you know what that says? That says it might not be possible. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. There's an urgency in this situation again. Jesus said, listen, if you're going to the altar, if you're going to worship, if you're going to connect with me, and you realize you've hurt somebody, go make it right. Stop everything. Settle that matter quickly.